Hello there, I'm Dejan. Welcome to a new video. So I haven't watched it yet. It's there. I saw some screenshot. And the only thing I'm gonna say before we start is that the vibe I'm getting is that this is not Ultimate Showdown. The vibe I'm getting is that they've done something this time with the game. And I really hope they redone the sound of it, because that was my biggest problem. We are obviously talking about Virtua Fighter. Virtua Fighter 5, R.E.V.O. The trailer is out, opening cinematic. I honestly don't know what it is. You're gonna get a honest reaction. I've never been a fan of the series. I was obviously playing. I actually used to be a fan of it when I was probably around 8 years old, 7, 8 years old. And I was watching the anime every time when I was having breakfast before going to school. But apart from that, I mashed on the game sometimes when it was not hardcore yet into fighting games. But this could be big, because especially if they manage to do something good with the game, to update it to today's standards in graphics, sounds, especially now for how flimsy the Tekken situation is. If Virtua Fighters hits the head of the nail, this could be very good for the 3D fighting games. But already talked too much, let's jump into it. Really don't understand why they didn't do a new one. So it looks like from the facial expressions and the detail, it looks like they've done what I was thinking, you know, the modern way of remastering a game, but applied to a fighting game for the first time, which is a very interesting concept. Because I wasn't into Virtua Fighter 5 at all. I wasn't playing competitively at the time, so I didn't know anything about balancing. But if the game was so solid and balanced, I understand why they would do something like this. I really don't understand why they didn't just try with a new EP, so with a new chapter. This trailer looks like just basically the showcase of all the character models. Oh, that's my guy, Lei Fei. It is so dragon of this guy. Don't know which one came first. I never liked this guy either. The sumo guy, all the sumo guys are better in their games than Tekken. Gary is very much useless. We got the shoulder, there we go. So we have it. Virtua Fighter 5 R.E.V.O. Don't know what R.E.V.O. stands for. Remaster Experience Virtual Overload? I don't know. But yeah, that's, I mean, we got the news from the shareholder tweet or whatever conversation that came out, and everyone said that Sega was working on another Virtua Fighter. So I opened already the Steam page. There is a Steam page now. You can see some screenshots. Wow, this looks so much like I'm sure this stage was already there, but this looks like the Hour Day stage to me. It looks like they've redone everything. It's not just like the Ultimate Showdown. This time is a bit more. Basically, it's a remaster of the game in 4K. And that's it. With rollback netcode, sorry. That's not it. There is a rollback netcode. Something that we got so much. We take so much for granted that we don't even consider it. But yeah, the legendary fighting game series makes it his Steam debut, Tekken 5 R.E.V.O. So yeah, his debut is on Steam as well. Yeah, 3D classic fighter, Robert netcode, gorgeous 4K graphic, and all the bone-crushing martial arts combat renowned to the region. Battle to classic VF modes like arcade or rank match, and create your own custom online tournaments. Yeah, there is a tournament mode, you know. There's a tournament mode in this very old game, Tekken. Just saying. And leagues, this sounds more interesting. Up to 16 players, learn the best in spectator mode. Yeah, win the tournament. So basically, yeah, that's what's the biggest news is that, well, it's remastered once more. And this time looks like they really push the boundaries, like they push to the limit a bit more, not like an Ultimate Showdown, which look good, don't get me wrong, it looked good. It's just that the launch of Ultimate Showdown was very meh. I mean, it was great the fact that you got the game included on release in the PlayStation Plus, and that's why on release everyone played it a bit. But at the same time, I think Tekken 7 was doing too well at the time. It was incredible. It was like super heated at the moment. It was just after pandemic as well, if I remember correctly. And the game had one major flaw, which was basically just it literally felt just like a port. Yes, you could see different. If you were doing a one-on-one comparison, you could see difference in graphic. But for someone that like never played Virtua Fighter 5 in the PlayStation 3 and just jumped into that, it looked like a very dated game. And that's the problem with fighting games sometimes. Is like, even if the game system works, in my opinion, a fighting game to work very well needs a good feedback. That's why Tekken always works so well. That's probably why Tekken 4 as well feels a bit, even if you play it now, it feels a bit different. Especially compared with Tekken 3. Tekken 3 still feels way better than Tekken 4. Why? Because the hit feedback on Tekken 3 is just top notch. It's great. And Tekken always did a great job. In the Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown, they literally left the same hit sound and hit feedbacks you were getting from the original game, which is not a problem. They don't need to change frames or anything on interaction of the moves, obviously, because that's the game. That's how it needs to stay. But the sound for me was the biggest minus. I really could not get over that. It made me feel like I was playing a very, very, very old game. It was fun to play for a couple of days, but then that's it. And I really hope that, especially with all these graphics, which looks great, this time it looks great. Graphic looks absolutely gorgeous. The texture looks great, the light looks great. Everything is there. If you can get up to 4K, I'm expecting it to look very nice. You can see, like, look at all the details of the heat effect and of the costume of Lau. It's very nice. It's very nice as well. Look at here, the fabric on Go. You can see that there is the job. This looks a bit meh, but we take it. But if we don't get a proper feedback while you play, I'm expecting this to do potentially even worse than Ultimate Showdown, because remember, Ultimate Showdown was basically not free, but free. This one is gonna be behind a paywall. I'm expecting it to be almost full price, if not full price, depending on how much they want to push for it. But if you're gonna charge £50 over for a game like this, and it's a redo of a redo of a redo, technical of a redo if you go to this first arcade release, you better do a very good job, because otherwise you're not gonna come back from this. potentially, in my opinion, they wanna do this to bring back a bit of fire of Virtua Fighter and then launch the 6. Which in my opinion they could have just invest and try to launch the 6. Especially now with Tekken being in the kind of very difficult situation where it is, where the game is not super loved by everyone. And it lost what is characteristic to be very grounded. Virtua Fighter could come in as the very grounded fighting game. 3D fighting game. So yeah. System requirements are not out, so we cannot get any speculation of how heavy this game is going to be. I'm expecting it to be quite heavy. But there you have it. That's my reaction on Virtua Fighter Showdown. Virtua Fighter R.E.V.O, sorry. Am I hyped for a game? I kind of am. I will get the chance to finally play Virtua Fighter properly. Quite excited. I always liked the franchise, as I said. I used to watch the anime when I was a kid, and I think that some of these fighters are very charismatic. Let's go to open. Mistake. Okay, here is the roster. And I think, wow, this poster is great. This picture is great, and I think most of this looks very interesting. I mean, yes, I know the very OG one, like Wolf, Jackie, I think her name is Pi, Nina Williams 2.0, or original Nina Williams. Actually, I don't remember her name. I'm sorry, I don't know the names. As I said, I never played that much Virtua Fighter. I loved Lei Fei. I always loved him. As when I was going to the arcade, he was the guy I was playing. I was a kid, I was just button mashing, but it was very interesting. I don't know if I would like it now, because I know he's very stancy, but I remember him being sick. Akira looked always so badass. Classic, as design, classic Ryu clone from Street Fighter. But very unique fighting style with Bajic 1. Very interesting. Most of the cast looks very interesting. Always looks very original. Some of those didn't age very well, I would say. Oh, this is too much Rey Mysterio. I'm sorry, you're too much Rey Mysterio. You're one-on-one Rey Mysterio. Really, one-on-one. This guy I don't remember, but he looks cool. But yeah. I think it's gonna be nice to play. I think there is gonna be a lot of potential. I think people was expecting a 6th chapter instead of 4th edition of the 5th chapter. But if they've done what it looks they want to show with their trailer, so a full-on remaster feeling, the potential is very good. Anyway, if you like the video, please consider subscribing. We are only 50 steps away from the big target, from the 000, from the 4 digits for the big YouTube money. And again, I just want to thank every one of you one more time, guys. It's very nice to see that even in the days where I'm not producing as much, the channel still has this flow of people coming in and still growing slowly. It's nice. It's nice that we're going somewhere. Thank you. I cannot stop to thank every one of you guys. But apart from that, that's my take on the Virtua Fighter trailer. It's not really a trailer, it's just a character presentation. Characters that technically we know already. We'll see. Stop farting with your motorbike. So we'll see what is gonna be. Anyway, I've been the Jam, you've been awesome, and I'll see you next time. Ciao!